You will typically draw different types of content on different layers to stay organized. Open the House 1 project file. In this drawing, the different colors refer to objects on different layers. In this lesson, you will create a new layer, assign layer properties to it, create a couple of layer filters, and then draw on the new layer. Click the Layer tool here on the Layers panel. This opens the Layer Properties Manager. Click this button to create a new layer. Type A-header. A refers to the architectural discipline, and header refers to the part of a wall above a door opening. Click here to open the layer filter tree, and then create a new property filter by clicking this button. Let's call this filter Electrical. Click in the name area here and type capital letter E. This filters the layer list to display only the layers belonging to the electrical discipline. Click OK, and the filter shows you the list. Click on All to see all of the layers again. Let's create a different type of filter. Right here, you can create a new group filter. Click the button and then press Enter. We will just accept the default name Group Filter 1, and right now there's nothing in it. Click on All, and then let's drag specific layers into the Group Filter 1. Drag in A doors, A poche. Poche refers to the shading inside the walls. And then scroll down and drag in the electrical layers and the D communication layer. Then click on the group filter. So it receives only the layers that you drag into it. I'll select all of these layers by clicking on the first one, holding down the Shift key, and clicking on the last one. Then I'll turn them off by clicking any one of the layer's light bulb icons. Click on All to display all of the layers. You can also sort the layer list by clicking on these headers. I'll click once and then again to sort the list in opposite order, and you can see all the layers that are off are now at the top of the list. Every drawing has a layer 0. This is created by default. Drawings can also have another system layer called def points, and this is generated when you add a dimension object. I'll scroll back up and notice that this one layer has a green checkbox next to it. That indicates the current layer, and you can only have one current layer at any given time. I'll double-click on A header right here to set it current. It also says that right up here, current layer A header. I'll go ahead and draw a line over here in this door opening, and it will be on the A header layer. It's white right now because layer A header is white. I'll click on the color swatch to open the color picker, and I'll select a color. I'll choose a green up here. Colors have swatches, and they also have numbers here. This is color 94. In AutoCAD, color is used merely to differentiate objects on screen. It has a different role than in a program such as Photoshop, where you're representing continuous tone. However, you can select true color if you wish from this color ramp. You can drag the crosshair around to select a specific hue and saturation level, and you can also drag this slider to set the amount of luminance. If you do this, your color will have 3 numbers representing the red, green, and blue components. I'll click OK. And you see here, I can expand this by dragging it, and you can see the color number listed here. This is a true color, and these other numbers that are just single numbers, those are AutoCAD Color Index colors. I'll just go ahead and draw in the other header lines with the Line tool. I'll press Enter, Enter to end and restart the line command each time I need it. And then over here we have some other headers that we need. Again, headers are the part of the wall above a door or opening. Now watch what happens if I turn off this layer. I'll get a warning. It says the current layer will be turned off. What do you want to do? If we turn off the current layer, then we have a potentially dangerous situation, because I could draw another line here, but it would be invisible because it's on a layer that's off. So you should avoid this practice. Instead, I'll turn that layer back on, set a different layer current. I'll double-click on layer 0, for example, and then I could toggle off a header. If I were to draw an object, such as a line, I would see it because it would be on layer 0. I'll just turn a header back on and then erase these stray lines. Layers can also be frozen. If I freeze a layer, it likewise hides it on the screen. The main difference between turning a layer off and freezing it has to do with regeneration. I'll just zoom out a bit and demonstrate that for you. I'll make a header current, draw a line that extends up above the plan, some arbitrary distance. And then I'll zoom extents. Then I'll turn this layer off, and to do that I'll set layer 0 current, I'll turn off a header, and then zoom extents again by double-clicking the mouse wheel. It's the same view. AutoCAD is still considering that line when it does a zoom extents. However, if I freeze the layer and turn it on, it's still invisible. But then if I do a zoom extents, AutoCAD is no longer considering that object. So that's really the main difference between turning something off and freezing it. I'll go ahead and thaw the layer and then erase this line. You can also lock and unlock layers using these padlock icons. If I lock a header, notice that the color dimmed slightly. If I put the cursor over a header, you'll see an icon appear that's a little padlock. This means it's locked and I can't do anything to it. If I try to erase it, say, and click on it, it will just say one was on a locked layer and it won't let me select. This isn't really a security feature because I can come back here and unlock the layer and then I could erase it if I wanted to. Locking isn't really a security feature, it's more of a convenience to keep you from inadvertently deleting things that you want to protect. Layers have other properties that you can access by scrolling over. Here we have line type. I'll click on the word continuous here on the A header layer and change the line type to Phantom 2. The style of the lines changes. Now this line doesn't actually have any breaks in it. It's still a single line object, but its representation uses the Phantom line type. I'll just change that back to continuous. You can also set the line weight, which refers to the thickness of the line here. Layers can have a value of transparency from 0 to 100%. The plot style in this drawing is set to a color-dependent plot style, so the color number here is not editable. It merely represents whichever color I have selected over here. This is a true color, so it's giving me a color 97 for some reason here in the plot style. This is a plot toggle, so if you click here, you can make it so that this layer will not plot. This can actually drive you crazy if you're wondering why your plot doesn't have the headers on it. It might be that this flag is selected here in the Layer Properties Manager. I'll click it again to enable plotting for this particular layer. There's also a new VP Freeze icon, and this refers to freezing the layer in a viewport, which is in a layout. So to summarize, you have become acquainted with the Layer Properties Manager, have created a new layer, assigned it specific properties, created layer filters, and drawn on the current layer.